Okay, so for the past couple weeks, I've been on a huge Batman kick. I can't really explain why, but for some reason, I just keep on reading all these Batman comics, and I've just, like, that's it. That's what I've been reading. Like, I cannot stop reading Batman. But one thing that I've noticed is that every time Scarecrow appears, I just, like, get filled with rage at how much I hate Scarecrow. Because Scarecrow used to be one of my favorite Batman villains, because he's like a crazy doctor, and he's like, ow, I'm scary. I'm gonna spray my fear gas in you, and then you're gonna have, like, horrible hallucinations of all your fears. And I really love him in Batman Begins, and that's a large part of the reason why that's probably my favorite Batman movie. But the thing is that the more and more Batman comics I've read, the more I've realized that Scarecrow doesn't do anything. Scarecrow has one thing. He has his fear gas, and that's it. That he doesn't do anything else. All that he does is anytime he goes up against Batman, he just sprays the gas right in Batman's face, and then Batman hallucinates for a bit and then beats him up because Scarecrow is like a skinny weakling. And I'm just so frustrated by Scarecrow because of the fact that he is so one note. He does nothing except spray fart gas in people's faces. Literally, it's like, oh, Nightwing, hello, fart gas. Oh, Batman, hello, fart gas. There's no real depth to him. He's genuinely not that interesting of a character because he's built around fear, and it's like, oh, guess who else is built around fear? Batman. And so you would think that would be really cool. You have the villain and the hero based around the same thing, but Scarecrow doesn't have anything to him. He's literally just a psychologist who's like, I want to develop fear gas and make people scared all the time. And then anytime you have freaking a hero who's smart and comes out with a gas mask, they're always like, oh, Scarecrow's gas can actually go through the gas mask. It's a new type of fart gas. It can go through any mask. Scarecrow doesn't believe in masking up for COVID-19 because he made his fart gas go through the mask. That rhymes. Fart Gas Through the Mask is a really good punk band name. But I just freaking hate Scarecrow at this point because anytime he shows up, he's just like fart gas to the face, and that's it. He does nothing else. I've been reading the Vampire Batman books, and he shows up in the third one for a little bit. That's what he does. He kills some guys after gassing them with fart gas. I read the first volume of the Dark Knight stuff that David Finch did for the New 52. Scarecrow shows up in that, and he's made like a new Venom compound, I think. Venom is the drug, by the way, if you don't know, that gets Bane really strong. And also, I believe he combined the Venom strength stuff with his fart gas. I just played through Arkham Knight for the first time, and Scarecrow's the main villain of that game, and basically his entire plan is to just make his fear gas and to have it cover the entire East Coast, which who cares about the East Coast? But that's his plan. He has one plan, and it's to dose you with fart gas. That's it. He does nothing else. But Scarecrow is one of the most freaking frustrating villains I've ever seen just because of the fact that's all he does. And it feels so redundant to have Batman fight Scarecrow because it's like, oh, you know who else has gas? Stupid. You know who else has fart gas? Joker. Joker has gas. Or you could have Poison Ivy make gas. If you want the weird mind control stuff, you can do Hugo Strange. All Scarecrow does is he just gasses people and then beats them up or kills them, or usually gets beat up. And so I used to really love Scarecrow. I used to think he was super cool. And as a like a 12-year-old, I drew this insane drawing of Scarecrow. I will find it and put it on screen beside me because I had this idea in my head where I was like, oh, if Scarecrow is supposed to be the embodiment of fear, then shouldn't he be like actually scary? Because a guy with a bag on his face is not particularly scary. And so I drew this horrific drawing that was done by a child. I don't even have to look at it, but I remember it. And he had his brain exposed, and he had worms, and he had like yellow bones sticking out of his knees. He was really bloody and gory, and a chunk of his face was missing, and you had these horrific teeth that were sticking out the side of his face. And of course he had a sickle, and anyways, all that I'm saying is that 12-year-old me was able to come up with a better Scarecrow than any Scarecrow I read in a comic. But the Scarecrow rabbit hole goes further, because I don't know if you know this, but Marvel Comics also has their own Scarecrow. So I don't really know much about Marvel Scarecrow, except for the fact that their Scarecrow is basically the same thing as DC Scarecrow. Like literally on screen beside me, these are two drawings of two separate characters. One of them's DC, one of them's Marvel. They look exactly the freaking same. I don't know how Marvel got away with this, because their Scarecrow was created like 10 or 20 years after the DC Scarecrow, but I was looking through Marvel Scarecrow's Wikipedia page, and it's pretty funny. You see, the DC Scarecrow is Jonathan Crane, but the Marvel Scarecrow is Ebenezer Lafton. And his partnerships include Unicorn, and his notable alias is Umberto the Uncanny. And I was kind of skimming his fictional character biography on Wikipedia because that's what you do sometimes. And he fights like Captain America, and he fights Iron Man. Apparently he fought Ghost Rider before. This paragraph stood out to me on the Wikipedia page. Scarecrow was jailed in the Raft prison facility following a failed sexual assault upon hostages who were freed by the Falcon. So this guy had hostages and he was trying to rape them, and the Falcon defeated him, I guess. So I mean, DC Scarecrow sucks, but I mean, he's not a rapist, I think. It looks like this Marvel Scarecrow also has the ability to instill fear into people the same way that DC Scarecrow does. So I don't really get that. Like legitimately, I don't understand how this is a separate character from this guy. It does look like this Scarecrow has a bunch of crows though that he uses as friends. So I guess that's something. It's also worth noting this is not the only Marvel character who is a Scarecrow. There is also another Marvel character named Strawman, who was formerly known as Scarecrow. And again, I don't really understand how Marvel got away with ripping off DC so hard, because I get that they steal ideas from each other, like obviously, but like this is pretty blatant. Like this is literally the same dude. And so anyways, this is what I got about Scarecrow. I just hate Scarecrow now. Anytime he appears, I just roll my eyes because he doesn't do anything. He just sprays you with gas. He's like a skunk. And I was thinking about it and I'm like, if Batman knows he's going up against Scarecrow, why doesn't he wear a gas mask? But it's a like kind of mask that's completely sealed off, and so that way no air comes in whatsoever, like a rubber, like a GIMP mask, I guess. Why doesn't Batman wear a GIMP mask? And you have that closed off, and then you have a tube running to an oxygen tank, and so that way Batman can still breathe, but you can also fight Scarecrow without getting a blast of fear gas, which causes him to relive the death of his parents, because that's what Batman's scared of. Yeah, and Scarecrow's fear gas is really boring actually, because it's always the same. It's always showing people scared of like fire or like killers or demons. But like, where are people scared of like losing their house? I want to see someone get sprayed with fear gas and then they think about how they're never going to find love and how they're scared of that. I want to see someone get sprayed with fear gas and then they fear that they will never reach self-actualization. Because quite frankly, the entire horror movie stuff where it's like, oh, what are you scared of? You're scared of a rabid dog. You're scared of a crocodile or a beast with large teeth. You're scared of an evil man with a knife. All that's kind of boring and played out. So anyways, I just wanted to make this video saying that I hate Scarecrow, but I wish I didn't. So thank you for watching. If anyone can link me any decent like Scarecrow stories, I am willing to change my mind on this. I am willing to think that Scarecrow is awesome, because I did at one point. And so if you know of a case where he does something interesting, let me know. Thank you for watching. Have a nice night. Scarecrow haters unite, and good night.